Since 2003, the country of Iraq has experienced an 8-year war. The economy has been severely damaged. Resources have been plundered, and many towns have been turned into ruins during bombings. What is even more distressing is that more than 3,000 schools in Iraq have been destroyed, and about 3.2 million children have lost the opportunity to receive education. This is an immeasurable loss to the future of Iraq. However, for this country that has escaped from the war, some countries have extended a helping hand to them and brought new hope. Since 2007, China has become a very important supporter of Iraq. While other countries are still hesitant to cooperate with Iraq, China has already purchased Iraq's oil and mineral resources on a large scale, providing important support to the country that is rebuilding. Not only that, China also helped plan the construction of 1,000 schools in Iraq to help children who lost learning opportunities during the war return to school. As of 2024, more than 124 schools have been built and put into use, providing countless students with places to study. So what is the purpose of China helping Iraq build schools? Is there some profit purpose behind it? Since 2007, Iraq has decided to start education restoration, allowing more than 3.2 million children to receive education. In order to meet this urgent need, the Iraqi government also made careful calculations and decided to build up to 7,000 new school buildings of various types based on the standard that each school can accommodate 500 students. Although Iraq has made significant economic progress, every amount of money is particularly precious on the road to post-war reconstruction. The funding requirement for building 7,000 schools is as high as more than $4 billion, which is undoubtedly a huge challenge. Under such circumstances, Iraq decided to build 1,000 schools in advance to improve the current education situation as soon as possible. But a new problem has arisen. If Iraq is allowed to undertake the construction task of these 1,000 schools, it will take at least 10 years. This means that countless children will have to continue to struggle with no education, which is undoubtedly a heavy blow to the future of Iraq. In order to solve this problem as soon as possible, Iraq decided to seek cooperation from other countries. Among many countries, Iraq finally chose China as its partner. Since Iraq joined China's One Belt, One Road initiative in 2015, the two countries have carried out in-depth cooperation in multiple fields and achieved remarkable results. In addition, China is also helping Iraq build a power plant in 2021. The construction of this power plant not only solved the urgent need for local power supply, but also won high praise from the person in charge of Iraq. As far as I know, on December 16, 2021, China and the Iraqi government signed an agreement announcing that China would help Iraq rebuild its education system. This ambitious plan includes the construction of 1,000 schools, of which Power Construction Corporation of China is responsible for building 679 schools, and China Power International Technology Company Limited is responsible for building 321 schools. By 2022, 177 schools have begun substantial construction, with new schools accelerating the construction process every week. Currently, 124 schools have been built and put into use, providing a valuable learning environment for Iraqi children. It is expected that all 1,000 schools will be completed and put into use by November 2024. So, what profound impact will China's help in building these 1,000 schools in Iraq have on the local area? Many people may believe that having strong armed strength is the foundation for national development. But in fact, education is the cornerstone of a country's long-term development. Currently, 124 schools have been put into use in Iraq, which means that more than 60,000 Iraqi children can return to school and receive knowledge. In the future, once all 1,000 schools aided by China are completed, more than 400,000 Iraqi children will benefit. According to statistics, for every 1% increase in investment in education, GDP will grow by more than 0.5%. This means that with the vigorous development of education in Iraq, its economy will also usher in new growth points. As a large number of schools begin to be constructed, Iraq's related industries such as construction, materials, educational equipment, etc., will usher in new development opportunities and create more employment opportunities. At the same time, these schools will also become cultural centers in the community and promote cultural exchange and integration in Iraq. It is worth mentioning that the construction of these 1,000 schools may be just the beginning. After completing the 2-year construction task, China will deliver educational resources to these schools, including teaching materials, teacher training, and teaching equipment. This will help Iraq revive its educational undertakings to the greatest extent. Many people may be curious about the news that China is assisting Iraq in building 1,000 schools and wonder whether Iraq paid a large amount of money to obtain China's help. In fact, Iraq paid nothing for it. So why is China willing to provide assistance without charging a fee? Isn't it worried that it will suffer losses? In fact, there are far-reaching considerations behind China's helping hand. As the world's fourth largest oil reserve country, Iraq's proven crude oil reserves reach 115 billion barrels. China, as one of the world's largest oil consumers, needs to import about 500 million tons of oil every year. Iraq is not only one of China's important oil suppliers, but its stable oil supply is crucial to China's energy security. Therefore, in order to obtain China's support for construction assistance, the Iraqi government has promised to provide China with 100,000 barrels of oil per day, and this cooperation is expected to last for 20 years. The establishment of this cooperative relationship will provide China with sustained and stable oil resources and effectively protect domestic energy needs. On the other hand, China has always emphasized peaceful development and made it the core of its foreign policy. By assisting Iraq in building schools, China not only demonstrates its image as a responsible major country on the international stage, but also promotes cooperation in education and development with Iraq and other countries. This diplomatic concept of win-win cooperation has enhanced China's influence and recognition in the international community. Therefore, from multiple perspectives, China's assistance to Iraq is far from a one-way loss, but a far-sighted strategic cooperation. This not only helps Iraq's education and economic recovery, but also brings practical economic and diplomatic benefits to China. This mutually beneficial cooperation has laid a solid foundation for future friendly relations and common development between the two countries.